Hello and welcome. It is the 17th day of July 2019. My name is Derek and welcome to the Money Charts channel where all bets, trades, and of the like within each his own risk and their own reward. All right. I'm not trading this crossing, but Nano's having a good day. So I thought, you know what, let's take a look at it. And I also was thinking about Verge, and well, it's not good things about Verge. I'm surprised that this market isn't as high as it is. I guess Nano's having a difficult time as Verge is as well. We look at the volatility. I'm going to ignore this line going up to over 300 on the 7th of May, but maybe it was. And you know what? Let's take a look at the daily chart and scroll back and see more periods this way. Yeah, I'm going to ignore that. But when you have price action stable between 106 down to 97, yeah, it might go a long time without doing much for trading. But when you have volatility, this is August of 2018. So now we're almost a year from this point. 71 straight up to 271, or a lot X gain, buybacks, and then volatility along the way since that point. All these up and down spikes. 173, stable at 133, and who knows what if you're able to get anything down there. And then a quick opportunity, you had to have been fast here, 143, and then fast again on the down, move 114. And that's what a lot of this is. We can see how fast you need to be on this down move here. But even as it goes, just having you're stable at 141 for price. You don't have to be fast to sell at 200. And then you don't have to be fast to buy back in the 150s. Now, what is the story within this move? I haven't looked at anything on the shorter term time frame. I do see little stuff like 190 going to 150. It's moving around pretty good. I think a lot of the reason I'm not playing Nano is the fees to get it off the exchange and or the hardware wallets. I couldn't pass the test for me. Yeah, I want to play this coin. I'm not. Because I'm happy with the wallet. I wasn't. It was the wallet. I don't know why these red candles like that work out. But with that being said, fast move, and this just occurred here at 12 o'clock today. So let's just take a look at Nano. I'm guessing, and it's 1:52 p.m. I'm hoping some of my alerts will go off today. I'm sure for volatility. I see it coming, but not quite there. I have all of these alerts. Hopefully, some of them will go by. Because anytime an alert goes by, that's telling me it's time to make a trade. So when markets go, they go. And interesting situation here. Before this all happened, did someone just come in and buy and that was it? Like, I mean, there's no technical analysis saying someone's going to come in and buy the crap out of this, like, big time. But it happened. Sort of theta like in a sense. 1400 back down to 1000. And then how it's. Do you know what? How about the theta nano cross? That would be interesting. Well, that looks the same. Well, let's just now take a look beforehand, see how much the same it looks after what theta did yesterday. Because this line you see up top is going to now be transported on the downside, and we're going to be looking to a line that's probably going to go down to about 6. 4-minute chart. Oh, no line. That's because it happened before 324. Here's the line. 6.7, a little higher. So how do we look on the weekly as far as its volatility? It goes down, it goes up, and then it goes 5 to 37. Not bad moves overall. And then, of course, November 30th date in here. That was that move. Now I want to take a look, just for fun, what are the top gainers for the last 7 days, and how bad do they look, or how good do they look? So I use CoinMarketCap. I can see right now that a lot of greens up here. Tron's up 7, Litecoin's up 14, and they're doing. A lot of them are doing pretty good. But I want to price this in against how they're doing against Bitcoin. And in order for me to, oh, this is gonna suck. I have to click on View All. The reason why it sucks is I just wanted to see the top 100. As it starts to load this way. That's because it's loading everything. Wonder what kind of filters I can put in here. Well, I can do it that way. What's the, where are we at for 100 for market cap? 5 Bitcoin? No, not 5 Bitcoin. That's like 5,000 Bitcoin, yeah. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's do 5,000 times 10,000. That would be 50 million. Yep, 50 million. So I want market cap at least around that. So, really? I can't just put an integer number like, well, 50 billion, 1 billion plus. That's, well, even better, even that sucks. But we'll go with that. So then let's search it for the first 24 hours. Because this can tell you what's pumping right now, which is Litecoin. It's up 14, no, 24 hours. I clicked, yeah, that's what I was looking for. Past 20, yeah, that makes sense. I'm thinking the last hour is what I wanted to do. Okay, Litecoin's the best gainer over the last day. Okay, let's try this again. Over the last hour, nothing's, um, oh, I said 10 billion. That's, okay, 1 billion, that's right. Because the number I had was 50 million. Okay. Million, 100 million to a billion. Okay, well, let's look at them in 3 different categories in here. Let's take a look at the middle range ones. Okay. Yeah, not bad. So in the last hour, anything amazing pumping? Nano's down 4%. We just seen how it was going up. I've never even heard of, actually, nice I have, Aurora. Did they change the ticker symbol? It used to be AUR ticker symbol, I think. But it's really the only one up over 5%. Hedge trade, I've never heard of that before. So over the last 7 days, what's been some of the best gainers? 43% is the best winner. The loser's only 23% down now against Bitcoin. That's surprising. Huobi token, I guess that's similar to the Binance coin. I've never heard of V Systems. USDC, technically that should not be up. I guess Bitcoin. Okay, never mind. That should not be up 25% against Bitcoin though. I guess maybe. I guess if Bitcoin was like 14,000 back then or 13,000, it makes sense. So yeah. Paxos Standards, Bitcoin Gold, Komodo's doing good. Doji Coin now listed on Binance. I haven't looked at Ravencoin in quite some time. But amongst this, nothing too fantastic. The best gainer though is VSys. I guess if we change this to 10 to 100 million. Anything 159% I see right there. Then an 80% and a 35. XSD, Triple D, and BitUSD. So Scary info, definitely a threat to become the next the world reserve currency. Currently ranked 296, and no, it's got like no chance to do that. But what's up with this Sound DAC? This has got a market cap of 10 million, circulating in total supply in at the 18 million. Interesting day here. So let's take a look at this on the log scale. What's up with this up and down choppy action? There can be a lot of profit in it if you can get the swings back and forth on it. This goes back to 2015. This is an oldie. Where would we trade it? Open Ledger. That's never ever traded on there before. So while we're at it, let's take a look at Raven Coin because I haven't looked at that in. And the whole reason why I wanted to do this too is just to just look at something else, something I haven't thought of in a while. And Raven Coin is down to 437, and I mean it's volatility in here. Now, you know what? This is gonna be an interesting thing because this is why I say log charts suck here. I'm going to show you why they just can't handle these lower numbers because I don't believe this is a good log. In fact, I can show right now. 271. Well, that was double that, like 540 plus. So double is like from here to here. What's double of 1,000 above that? So I mean that's just terrible. So we can see price action in here is microscopically below this low, but I wouldn't be surprised if 61.8% down correction is near that level. So let me just calculate such and see. The low in here comes in at 266, it looks like. And I'm looking for the 38.2 number, and I'm assuming that we're going to be in the area realm of where we are now. Maybe a little above it, like 500. We'll see. 1724 is the high. Yeah, 543, then down to 413. So it's having a 76.4% test. But what I can do is I can change this by reversing it, and I could do this by going BTC USD divided by RVN USD. And I would technically get the polar opposite of this chart. Well, just a little bit of a differential, but we can see that this level is a little noticeable amount here because going from 470, half off is like 240, which is right in here. This is half off, this little move here. Double at 61 is 120, which is like right in here, which is about the same differential in price. And just for something to do, let's take a look to see how Raven looks against Theta. I mean, that's volatile. I mean, it's volatile. Yeah, okay, you start off here. We're like 2 3/4. Rally up to 6 and change. Have a easy, stable buy price below 2 and even go lower. And then if you're able to catch a November 30th move up to 7.5, if not, you still worked your way to 7.5 and more again. But it just meant that if you did have the November 30th date on your hand, you were able to get your buybacks. Just a bonus gain, extra profits. If you didn't get it, you didn't get it. But I mean, there's easy to get these ones. And then the buybacks, so it's like, wow. And just even this move here from this red candle, we can see it pops up and all your buybacks and just nice little volatility along the way. Just a little push up, back down. I mean, a lot of great fun volatile moves here. 2 up to 2.6, down to 2.2, up to like 286. And even just recently here, we can see it all happening. And as far as that move I was looking at from before, this probably was it right here. So after all of this phenomenal gain, 11, you would have been buying back all the way down to 3. And you just get a small little gain on the way back for more up to 6. Like, this is a 2x move just from this correctionary move in itself. And then there's a November 30th day. If you're able to capitalize on it and if you're up at 1, 2 in the morning, whenever it happened Eastern time, well, it happened November 30th. But if you're up then and you got your trades in, you got them in. If your sell orders came in, you could have handled it with great please and pleasure the next morning. However, you wish to do it for profit, of course. Okay, that's nice looking chart overall. And I just want to see something I haven't seen before against it. EOS, I probably should take a look at that as well too. So we'll see it first against Theta, and then we'll take a look at. And I think EOS is pretty cheap as a transfer too. I don't know why I'm not playing it. I think one of the reasons why is because I've been waiting for a nice load of big buys because of Litecoin gains, which haven't happened. Well, EOS is getting its ass kicked right now against Theta. Wow, is it ever? Oh, but the choppiness on it is remarkable, though. We're looking at this on the daily. I mean, where's all these days? It only goes back to April 2019. Is this one of those flaws? I'm trying to. Okay, do I have to get like? I mean, technically, it looks like it's getting it from like a Coinbase or something. Like I just can't. Hmm. I know what I might be able to do. Let's do it this way. Nope, that's not going to work. I have to see what I want to do is I'll try this one here, but I want to get an exchange that has all the data. But it seems with some of them, DGB has been like that way too. It seems, which sucks. But we go like this. There's EOS getting its ass kicked, like a lot of other cryptos are against Bitcoin. Okay. So I want this data, the price of this against data. And what it does is it takes the length of the data is the shorter of the two time frames. Well, theta comes up like spring, summer of last year. But yeah, that's all I'm able to get. Either way, you can see how large a lot of this volatility is. And from that move last night, the best price you pretty much would have got if you were trading this was about in the area of about 33. Seen it rally up to 37. Not bad, a little over 10% up. But, I wasn't too impressed with the post volatility of Theta after yesterday's night ended. There really wasn't anything big for either future up or down prices, which is fine. It's really doing some hanging in there, and the volatility comes and goes as well within a lot of these markets. So let's go ahead and try to find another one. Monero's so bad. Chainlink I've looked at before. It's a good one, but I don't like the fees. Tezos, that's XTZ. Let's take a look at that. I don't know if I want to. I've just heard so many big things about it, and I just don't want to trade on Bitfinex. And I got Huobi, so I guess I technically could. It's just that the theta market's thinner there. I guess I could technically trade it. What's decent volatility against Bitcoin here? I mean, it's nice choppy action after the March rally. It gave back about 130% of its gains, thus it gave back more. Still below the key level of support. That's cheap of in price. Volatility 26 handle down to 8. A little over a 3x move. Okay, well, let's just see how this looks against theta. So this should be starting back at the same time frame of like September 2018. Well, it's volatile. And when you look at the mathematics again here, November 30th, if you're able to take advantage of this, it worked for you. But as we see in here, 10 down to 2 and change, and you get it all back. So buy, sell, down in here has been buying, maybe a small little, like an appetizer, just a small, like really a min course meal or whatever you want to call it, and at the high tens, and maybe not, and now going back down. So I'll maybe buy it if it goes down to like 6, 5, 4. Well, then you'd be buying back what you sold at the March and April time frame. of this year. Let's take a look at some other ones also while we're at it, because I really wasn't too enthusiastic of trading on QOB against, well, whatever against theta there because though the volatility is lower. Ontology, how's that baby looking? I think that's another expensive one to take off the exchange on Binance. I should update the prices maybe because it used to be theta used to be expensive at one time. Then they did that mainnet swap. Not this is getting its ass kicked down to 893, which again can lead to the point: is this a good buy? Let's see how this is up against theta. It used to be more expensive. This will be under zero now because theta is 11 and this is 900. So we're going to be looking at about a zero point 0.8 something. What? Okay, I know what you're doing. Zero point 0.7 something it would have been. I see what you're doing. Yeah, it's just not the full 8 decimals. Again, choppy. As we can see in here, this low, this high, this low, and all of these in here. So we have a resistance at 13 change, support at 9 change. It's okay. But it's consistently moving back and forth though. So amongst in here, even just this point, oh, here you are at 11. Then you see it's down to 985. Then the next day, couple days is back up. Okay, trade, and just a lot of opportunities, obviously, within it. Let's continue on with the list. What the heck is EGT? Never heard of it. The star means that it's pre-mined, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad thing. Well, whatever it is, it's been getting a major rally. Let's take a look at it on a log scale. It's going from 10 Satoshi, it looks like, up to 100. That's like almost 100x, 10x gain already. 796. It's even higher than that. 14. That's 10x there. Oh, this is like 30, 40x already. Where would we be seeing these markets on? OKX, CoinTiger, Huobi. Interesting. I definitely wouldn't be a buyer of anything at that level, but I'm not going to take a look on the coin because I just got no emphasis in wanting to trade it right now. This can be very, very volatile, I would think. So let's take a look at that against theta. And it has been also getting its ass kicked. So its price, well, it's got 7 decimals. I'm not going to be fooled again. I was going to say that this price is barely over 1, but it's going to be barely over 11, around 11, and maybe a little bit over. Well, barely a little over. Okay, let's take a look at this on the 3-day, and there's your volatility amongst this. And in here, if you were to be holding this, you would have had about, if you're just even holding it, you'd have about 36 times the amount of LISC than you would theta, but theta, of course, has been increasing value. We'd have 35 times more theta at this time, I should be saying. But it would have been selling theta for most of it. But the amount of theta you would sell from these moves in here, and you really would have needed this buyback, and it would just be enormous. So the amount to get these buybacks, it's a matter of time. So you could be saying back in here, August of 2018, okay, LISC was looking good. There's a failed breakout. It was worth 52 on the ratio, and then it just keeps going down and down and down and down. So pretty much from August of 2018 to March of 2019, well, better than a half a year. It's been primary one direction. That's what's going to happen with a lot of these markets. So one thing I think is important is not to get discouraged by the fact that, oh my goodness, I mean, I have liquidated way too many theta. I own way too many LISC, and Oh, and then when you own way too many and you're short them, well, from here to here, that's going to solve a lot of those problems. So I'm going to finish this up just by updating my stats. I know there's no big trades in there because my alerts aren't working for me. No, no, they're working, but no beep 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 sounds have came up for me during the recording of this video. We're 25 minutes in, which is oh whatever. So I go to here. This gives me all of the coins. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin here at 9,800. It's up nicely now from that 93 level. Daily chart, not bad. Still, I mean, it's got a long ways to go from yesterday's 13 down day. 3 hour in its correctionary phase. So I mean, it's only been one period. It's only how many periods? We're only 20 minutes into this period, so it's now just the second period after entering. It's kind of wild card. You can't look at this and say, "Oh, it's in the 18, downtrend's over." Yada yada. No, but the 1 hour is going to be giving some sparkle of life. You can already tell. Since getting above the 18 average of highs, it's on like four or so periods with nice follow through there after that. But that's enough of that. I'll enter in some statistics. This is what I like to do to get the prices. And in here I got how bad they've been doing since July 7th, 3:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Bitcoin down 15% against the dollar, and everything else since that point down 20, 30-ish or so percent against the dollar, and not so well as well against Bitcoin either. So with that being said, let's move it in so we can see this. So this market has went down 7 basis points since earlier this early afternoon, I guess. It's 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This has went up 3 basis points to 310. Atom or Cosmos down about 50 basis points, or a little over 1%. Bitcoin Cash was 30.74, now it's 30.49, so it looks like the entire market's falling a little bit. Bitcoin rallying a little bit in here, 981, but what do we got with the rest of them? Alt Dash, small decline, 1084, really not much there. DGB up the minimum 1 basis point, but that's almost 1% when you're 112. Ethereum Classic 593 down 4 basis points, almost 1%. Gold Chain down the minimum, again about almost 1% when it's the same price as Dash. GRS in at 2375, that's down a quarter or 1% or so. Komodo was at 1300 before. Now it's 1307, so it's up a little over 0.5%. Not much to speak about there. Litecoin was a 941 handle, now down to 933. So that's down almost 1%, 8 basis points. Neo at 1136. That's pretty much a no change, barely up. 4 basis points would be about a quarter percent. Qtum would be up 294. I could get this automated, but I really don't need to too badly given I got the alerts working for me as well. Because I really don't even need to do much of this either, because my alerts will take care for me. And I mean, not everything technically, but almost every move. Theta's up to 1150. Sweet. Come on, make something work on this. Let's see how this works on the ratio. 240. 1462, and that definitely didn't pull any theta ratios off, but a lot of my ratios are actually on the opposite end right now, trying to get retracements. Not really. 1150 is a good price. So I'm really focused on where my thetas are, because that was a nice little push higher. We can see thetas up 9% against Bitcoin and only down 6% of the against the dollar. So and a lot of these other cryptos are going to have the same results since then. So situations like this, there's something interesting about theta that is like, oh man, it's something I definitely want to pay attention to. So this is the last current price of the ratio. It's just dividing one by the other. Okay, didn't want to do that. But 270, 254 was the last trade, so move since. Why did it do that? Don't know why it's such a little fidgety. Okay. I'm pushing Shift Insert here to paste. But why are they both 2.3%? Okay, that's wrong. Always fun when stuff like this happens, and the answer is no, it's not. Okay, that looks to fix it. Alright, so arc theta 5.6% differential in price. So 270 minus 254 divided by 254 is such. That means I'm looking to sell arc for theta, but no go there. 5.7% for Litecoin and Cardano, but nothing big. My favorite one, Litecoin Theta, is at a 811. But I mean, look at this. Nothing going on here. Just blah, boring. At all these low percentages, I can't even really force a trade. No, I can't even force one. If something was like 6.9, 7.2, and I don't even usually do that anyway. But that's one way of looking at it. You can also go in here and just search it by percentage gainers and losers, and I mean a gainer, loser, whatever. But Theta Coin, it's up 17% in the today against the Go chain. It's just been an amazing, amazing uptrend. Now to say that there's volatility in this, 750 down to 3, you know what? It could even get higher than this too as well, but I'm just going to take advantage of whatever the moves that I can. 15% for Litecoin and Stellar Lumen. Interesting setup here going down and up like it is in here. And then as far as the losers are concerned, and really, what's the difference if the loser and a gainer? I could do go /theta, and it would be like 15% down or something. So now we got like 19% down on the waves and theta cross. And I was having um, just some recent points up here at this point. I was selling waves up top for theta. After all, the ratio went from like 13 and change up to 15 and change. That's over 10%. It's good enough for me. And of course, in the buyback zone. But as I've shown this before, we got incredible support in this range, and having moves like this, especially when you're talking like 18 going to like 70, that's like over 5-6%. Or excuse me, 5 or 6 times rather. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye.